Hey, it's TDA, and today we're playing some more No Man's Sky, and I'm basically trying to go down my to-do list of all the stuff that I've written down as I was playing this game over the last couple of weeks, that I figured like, okay, this is interesting, but I don't have time for it right now, and, well, today is that day. Now, one of the first things I did was use a item in my inventory that I was carrying around for quite a while now already, that I thought was just going to be another distress beacon, but it led me to this planet over here that apparently has all of these corrupted sentinels on it, a lot of these living fragments as well, and it had a quest to restore a fighter on it. Now, I actually recorded the first part of that quest thinking I was just going to be restoring a normal fighter, and as I was going, I kept running into these guys more and more, as well as a different type of unit. So let me show you quickly. That is apparently dropping some materials that I haven't actually seen before, and I need those materials in order to restore that fighter. So it's apparently something new. Look at that. It's kind of cool. This is also some sort of corrupted sentinel that I can apparently... Well, it's actually, it seems to be mining itself, as you can see. And I have no idea what is going on. So this is definitely something I need to explore further. It's also worth noting that this questline, or whatever this is, comes along with a lot of these Atlantidium fragments that have these sentinels stuck in there. And we've seen these quite a lot. I think it was on the first expedition that I did, so I initially thought it was just related to that. But apparently these are in the normal world as well. This is also the fourth time I've encountered one of these autophage units that are spouting some sort of number line at me. I've actually been writing all of these down. Now, I don't know if that is something I should be doing, but there seem to be at least 11 of them, considering I have encountered one that said the 11th and then another one of those number lines. I don't know what's going on over here, honestly, and I apologize for the visuals, but apparently gravity is inverting on me over here. Anyway, I am about to restore this nice little fighter, so it looks kind of cool. It reminds me of those fighters from Battlestar Galactica. But anyway, I have all the materials that I need to repair this. So let's see what happens. And make the ship fit for a non-sentinel pilot. So I've done that. And now what? Okay, so we can claim... Oh, look, there's completely different stuff in here. So this is a ship that will run on Pugnium or Radiant shards, as well as Tritium apparently. This is going to be the pulse engine. Okay. What's this do? A raw optic organ, red and unblinking, suspended above the ship's engines in case down tunnels in space-time. Okay, so this is the hyper jump thingy. Huh. This is its shield. Pilot interface. Its cannon. Rocket launcher. Large rocket tubes. Okay, so basically this is just another fighter, although it has a pretty massive inventory and technology outfit to start with. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm not going to use it because I like my Corvette better. But at least we get one of those Sentinel fighters for ourselves. So we're just going to claim the ship. We're not going to swap the ship at all. And I'm wondering if there's anything next to this, after this. Do we get any sort of quest line or anything like that to continue this? I did also install some new stuff in my inventory. Huh. Well, it seems like the answer is no, although I do get a very cool ship out of it, so, you know, that's something. As a side note, I like how you can select not to swap the ship, just add it to your collection, and then it still swaps the active ship anyway, so you need to resummon the one you already had. So, I know, slight annoyance, but something that is clearly a bug to me at least. Well, apparently the whole reverse gravity thing is going on a little bit further. Look at this. There's rocks actually lifting up from the ground. Look at that, there's entire boulders over there doing exactly that. And I have no idea what is causing this, but it's definitely the first time I've encountered it. So it's kind of cool that after visiting, I don't know, dozens upon dozens of planets by now, I'm still encountering new stuff. Okay, so there's one mission down. Something else I haven't really been focusing on yet are these missions you can get from the anomaly. In particular, I have this mission over here. That tells me absolutely nothing about what I need to be doing for it, so I'm just gonna try it out. I hope this is something I can do by myself, otherwise I'm gonna have a big problem. Something else I've done that I wanted to do for a very long time is get myself a couple more settlements. Now, apparently you can only have 4, which is a bit of a shame because I kind of wanted to have like 10 or 12 of them or something like that. But I acquired all of these. Now, these are all just basically just starting out. But what I'm going to be doing in the background while I'm recording everything else is build these up as far as I can, and we'll visit back at the end of this episode to see how awesome they have become. But just as a little bit of a sneak peek, look at that. You can see this number is actually going down now. So this one town I've actually been able to turn into a town that makes a profit. Now, it doesn't show over here, but I believe it is going to take me 555 hours to turn it back to 0. But you know, it's at least working in the right direction now. Okay, so that quest line just turned into this one. Reach the target planet, site of biological interest located, and we're going to be killing some plants apparently. Okay. What I kind of like about these missions is that they seem to automatically warp you to where you need to go, which is an interesting way of actually exploring the systems. Okie dokie, so apparently we are going to be sent here to talk to some fallen traveler's log. And that is going to give us a quest to kill some more of these hazardous flora. I've actually done one of these quests before, so I was hoping for a little bit more excitement, but you know, this is not going to take all that long. And there we go, so we can go back to the anomaly now. Okay, so apparently I'm gonna get a donut and some nanite for my reward, and that's it. I mean, it's nice that these quests give you something random to do and they give you a reason to start exploring. Oh, and look, we also have a special quest that's going to give us a whole bunch of quicksilver. So that's interesting, at least. But honestly, it feels like I'm kind of doing these missions just because I can. Although, I don't know what a factory override unit is, actually. Oh, actually, there's another carrier AI fragment over here. So this is just the quest that I did a moment ago. Okay, I stand corrected. There are a couple of things in here that might be worth pursuing, although it does feel like a bit of those daily quests that you get in MMOs, for example, where you just grind these out just because you can. But, you know, fine, I'll pick this one up. Okay, so basically this was the equivalent of a fetch quest because I needed to gather 1,000 activated indium, which took me a little bit longer than I expected, I have to admit. And it seems that I'm going to give all of that away. Oh, apparently I needed to collect 1,000 and now I just deliver 750? Okay. And was that it? I mean, again, it gives you something to do, but it's not the most interesting thing in the world. Oh, you just need to go back to the space anomaly. I don't know, this might just be me, but I actually looked back to the recording I made when I accepted this quest, because I was really confused while doing it. The original quest, when I picked it up, said I needed to collect 750 Facium, whatever you want to pronounce it as, and then once I actually got to the planet, it turned into activated indium, and I needed to collect 1,000 of it. I needed to turn in 750 of it, but none of that had anything to do with the Facium that I accepted. At least the quest that I accepted was saying I should do something different when I picked it up from the next. So, you know, it seems a little bit buggy, to say the least. So I'm not entirely sure what to think about that, to be honest. Well, at the very least, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of rewards for this. Okay, speaking of things that were in my inventory and that I didn't know what to do with, I had an anomaly detector, which is going to lead me, well, it just led me to a rare thingy in the space, and I actually don't know what to do with this. So that's interesting. So it's an emergency containment device. Great. Can I interact with this somehow? It doesn't look like it. Can I get a quest for that? Nope, doesn't look like it either. Can I shoot at it? Ooh, I can. I just got something out of that. Okay, well, apparently there was a containment unit holding some ancient plants in space. Okay, a little bit underwhelming, but you know, it's interesting to find stuff in space rather than on planets as well. So, returning back to the anomaly, I decided to pick up a void egg. I have heard a lot of people actually talking about this in the comments, as well as some of the stuff I was reading online. And apparently this grows into a ship or something like that. I don't know. But let's find out. So, can I do anything with this? An anomalous egg. The shell is tough and leathery and twitches when touched. A faint tapping can be heard coming from within. From time to time it appears to sing. Okay. So I just keep this in my inventory, I guess, because I can't actually interact with it in any way that I can tell. Something that's interesting about the anomaly missions is that the missions you have available to you seem to rotate. I mean, that makes sense, but it also feels like they rotate based on the sector that you are in. So these quests were completely different than the ones I had like an hour ago. So either it's a timer that refreshes, or probably both. The timer is refreshing them as well as the location where you're at. However, that also means that these quests that I'm looking at right now don't really interest me in that much, so I'm gonna try something different. I intend to make a dream aerial, which apparently is going to put me into contact with cosmic megafauna, which, you know, sounds really interesting. The only problem is I need 3 living glass for this, and I don't currently have that. So I'm gonna need to go out and gather some more materials. And at this point, I've basically told myself to go out and explore new entire systems with my freighter every time I need to get a specific resource, because, you know, I might as well map out a part of the entire galaxy while I'm at it. Hey, wait, hold on. I'm just warping through a system and I've encountered whatever this is. We hear you, traveler, we are connected, your body is of ours. This craft is like none I have ever seen before, it looks alive. Oh, maybe this is tied to that egg? I don't know. Its broadcast is pure music, and yet I understand the melody making words in my mind. Or is this a space wheel? Because I haven't actually built the Dream RL. Why are you coming closer? Anyway. Oh, never mind. There we go. The void egg I acquired from the space anomaly begins to resonate in response. Let's continue to listen. The tones that had previously formed words now shift in form, modulating their music into readable navigation data. Coordinates have been registered to my starship's system. Well, I guess we're going there in a moment, but before I do that, I am going to pick up some gamma root because I needed that for the dream aerial. Alrighty, it took me a while to find this, but let's check out what this monument, or whatever it is going to have to do with the void egg. It's a distributed archive, so... Distributed secure archive. Is it still an archive if you distribute it? Anyway, I don't know. Log follows. Language transfer with non-convergent individuals now processed, understood, possible, but coexistence unavailable until the nature of non-convergent experience understood. Okay. Gag liking to removed. Must begin experiment with fewer variables. Control required. Okay. Awaiting biogenesis materials. This ancient structure is a recording of convergence activity on Corvex Prime. It appears to contain the pathway of recreating a long-forgotten experiment. We need a consciousness bridge. What the hell is a consciousness bridge? I do not have the materials this machine desires. If in response to the failure, it supplies me with a blueprint. Is this what my egg has been seeking? Well, there we go. Now at least I know how to make this thing. Well, I can't interact with this thing anymore now, but I can summon my spaceship because I think I should have most of these materials ready to go. Well, as it turns out, I did have most of the materials, but not the hexite. But I did get a quest icon specifically pointing to a source of hexite, so, you know, that's an easy way to fix this problem. Turns out apparently where we need to go is one of these crashed freighters that is supposedly going to include some of that hexite for me. So after being a little confused, and because I looted the entire wreckage and there was nothing of particular note in there, I mean some valuables of course, but not the hexite I was looking for, I'm guessing I need to talk to this thing. So it's overriding a consciousness and then erasing that. Okay, all records successfully bio-encrypted. Magnetic elements render to unrecoverable hexite. Okay, well there we go. Hopefully this is 250 worth, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do this once more. The freighter security systems reacted to my presence, or perhaps to that of some other uninvited visitor. Whatever prompted this response, however, I have the materials I require. Do I now? Yeah, looks like I do. So, we can make a conscience bridge. There we go. Now what? I am guessing this is going to give me a new quest, which for some reason always takes a little while. There we go. Okay, so let me check out that quest. The egg is more than alive. It's calling out for something, screaming in a language I do not understand. It requires a host. If I'm to construct one, I must start with a neural stem. Okay. Okay, so let's try to link up one of these things again. And apparently we're doing that on the most bleak planet I've been to so far. But yeah, let's check this out. So, operational, awaiting biogenesis material. There we go, the consciousness bridge. The machine accepts the biogenic machine I have assembled for it. I hear a hum, the rumbling echo of its past experiments, returning to the present. It outputs births, a cluster of cells, some proto-tissue. What purpose did these ancient Corvax have in mind? Well, okay, we have a fragile neural stem. That seems... I don't know. It requires careful attendance while it matures. So obviously we are in a planet with extreme weather, so that sounds like a good place to be. So allow this to mature. Oh wow, that's going to take 19 real life hours for that to mature. Well, I guess we're doing something in the meanwhile then. Like, for example, crafting a dream aerial. Now, what do I need to do with this? I actually don't know. Carrying this antenna into deep space may attract the attention of cosmic megafauna, so I have a feeling we're just going to have to pulse and or warp around, and something might happen. Okay, well here goes nothing. The dream aerial has awakened. I didn't realize it could actually sleep, but okay. Let's see if we can find what we're looking for. Ooh, hello. So what are you? The Whispering Rinskiven? That's kind of cool. A colossal, glorious creature drifts by my starship, appearing to swim through the vacuum of space. I really like how this thing looks, by the way. A haze of stardust glitters around it. It's like nothing I have ever seen. Traveler in the... Oh, no, sorry. Traveler in the infinity of fates we have converged. Serenity and peace wash over me in the presence of this ancient creature. It feels profoundly familiar, as though we have always known each other. You are warped to my weft, woven. I thought that was a typo there for a moment. Anyway, sorry, let's start it again. You are warped to my weft, woven together in the cosmic tapestry. I am glad to be together. What about the tapestry? I have seen your fate intertwine with mine many times over, my friend. Should I join your Freighter's fleet once again? Come, let us dream together. Where are you in this lie? Let's dream together. The whale-like creature opens his throat. A resonant lullaby sweeps over me, bathing my consciousness in a wave of euphoria. The creature's voice grows distant as strange visions manifest in my mind. Look, feel, move. Look? I am swimming with weightless limbs across an ocean of stars. A system of celestial bodies pulls into focus. 3 worlds invite me closer, yet I know my time here is fleeting. Only one planet can be reached. I tuck my limbs in tight and dive forwards. Into a megafauna ecosystem, obviously. I understand, Traveler. I begin to see you more clearly. Show me more. Creature's lullaby draws me onwards. My body sits body. As one, we swim through the dream. I stand on the exposed surface of a heat-scorched desert. Sulphurous clouds roil above. The sky rumbles and my suit issues a warning. A firestorm approaches. Let's gather storm crystals? That's what we do in a storm. I have no idea what I'm picking here, by the way. The creature modulates its song in response to my choice. Though I am shaping the visions, I am sensing this is the Whispering Rinskiven's way of finding its own place in our partnership. The images shift. I find myself on the bridge of my capital ship. Alarms blaring, power levels critical, all systems failing. The engineering crew need time to make repairs, but opportunistic pirates will likely strike the vulnerable freighter at any moment. Oh, divert power to the hyperdrive. The creature's song unfurls into language. I find myself fluent in every major alien tongue. Time passes unconventionally, and I spend a rewarding day training with and learning the customs of the Viking? The visions darken and intensify. I creep through a derelict freighter. Grotesque egg-sacs hang from the ceiling, oozing and quivering. The sacs are many and oh, I am alone. Extract the sac to study. A distress signal leads me to a remote sector of space. I discover a pilot adrift. Their ships in tatters, their fuel tank dry. As I draw near, an outlaw makes the fleet a scene. Okay, so mine some fresh tritium for him. I am lost in an unknown galaxy, unfamiliar stars all about. A threat crackles in my ears. Surrender your cargo or die. The hostile ship is well armed, its loadout superior to mine. It would be a tough fight. Let's negotiate a deal. The song is beginning to fade. I gaze across the horizon of a breathtaking planet. Exotic herds graze peacefully on the fragrant grass. Sprawling underground caverns bring with tremendous wealth. I could linger or leave this world as I found it. Bring out every resource. We're playing a factory-ish game, right? The dream recedes, reality reasserting itself. Face reality. I see you now, my friend. I see the geological wisdom your fleet needs from me. I am ready to begin our partnership. Well, it's a Class C temporal aberration. That's a little sad that it's only a Class C, but it's very industrial, which honestly is one of the type of ships I don't have that much of yet. So I guess we're going to be adding it to my fleet. Oh, we have another message incoming. Is this really related to thing? Oh. Our patrol is proving highly lucrative. We have claimed many bounties and are closing yet another. This shall be our biggest prize yet. Come join us, interloper captain. It will be the thrill of the crew to have you complete our patrol. So we're joining the mission of one of our fleets now. I don't think this is related to what I just did, but... Oh, hold on. What did it just say about the dream? Let me see. Do I still have a quest related to that dream aerial? Or, doesn't look like it. So this is going to take quite a while. So now I'm kind of wondering, is this actually related to the thing I just did? Because the timing of it is a little bit suspicious. But it doesn't look like it. The expedition has located a notorious pirate. Huh. I mean, that's a first. Let's go and check it out. So many weird quests in this game that I honestly don't know what is a quest and what is just a random like event happening that I just happen to come across. A lot of stuff is getting a little bit repetitive, I have to say. Oh, we haven't actually been here yet. So what do we do here? Oh, look, there's my fleet. At least I think this is my fleet, right? This is my fleet. Oh, I actually have a time to... Hold on.
Hostile ships approaching.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess we're fighting pirates then.
Ships defeated.
Well, I think that did it. Help the fleet claim a bounty. Was that it? Oh, there we go. Truly inspiring, interloper captain. The crew have taken great heart from your performance. We look forward to seeing you again when our voyage is complete. So apparently this is just a random event that happens in the middle of an expedition, or one of the fleet expeditions at least. Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool, I suppose. Okay, so considering I didn't really have any other special quests to go, I already did the Dreams of the Deep quest, remember, when we did the expedition. I'm now kind of running out of stuff to do, I have to be honest. I could go for the Atlas path, but I think these are just repeating missions over and over. Not 100% sure about that. We can do probably a few of these, but in the meanwhile, I am going to make sure I keep working on my settlement. Now, I keep getting these pop-ups where they want me to do stuff, so I can either reduce the productivity, which seems like a very bad idea, or I can increase the productivity and get a little bit of that, but this will basically pay itself over in just a day. So this seems like a very obvious thing to do. So the settlement's powerful brainworms is a vital part of our ongoing productivity program. Following our runaway slime incursion, significant refurbishment is now required. Yeah, let's just do this. Honestly, this town is starting to look like an actual town, but no spoilers yet. I'll keep working on it in the background. I will say, however, that doing these settlement quests, or at least trying to upgrade the settlements, did inspire me to make a couple of outposts, a very small outpost like this one. Look at how cute. Because all I'm doing over here is actually mining some nitrogen, and of course I am mining the various other gases on other locations that are very similar to this. I really do like how the atmosphere harvesters look. They're kind of like flopping around, harvesting the air. And by the way, this is an exceptionally beautiful planet. It looks like there's a rainbow, but it's actually not a rainbow. It's a different planet. I would expect that in reality, if planets were this close, that would be a problem. But, you know, don't look too closely at your fantasy games, of course. There we go. That's a whole bunch of nitrogen. I have radium as well as, what was the other? Radon, I think, mining outpost setup as well. Okay, so let's do a few more of these Atlas thingies. I've learned quite a few words along the way, but I still can't read any of this, so that's a little bit annoying. I was born with everything I needed to explore these worlds: my exosuit, my ship, every tool and every impulse led me to scan and give name to whatever I could find. But this, I cannot give name to what I see. Within the orb, I see worlds that there never were. I see the steering of something primal and undeniable. I see the death cry of a god, or something approaching it. It wants me to persist in this journey, seeking fragments of its interface, the stones of the Atlas. It rejoices in my repetition, my compliance, my cloud of unknowing. I can concede at milestone Rosetta or above. I apparently have this milestone, so let's go with that. I will commit myself to the voids. In all things I am ready. I will not falter. Ooh. Well, we just got something new. An Atlas seed capable of resonating on humanoid telepathic frequencies may attempt to subsume any subordinate intellect in close proximity. I have no idea what any of that means, but apparently I need an englobed shade as well as ionized cobalt for that. Can I make an enclosed thingy? Yeah, apparently I can, but I need a captured nanode. Which I can make. Okay, hold on. So let's make one of those and then make a no spheric orb. And then what? I'm a little confused, but maybe there's a quest line that I need to wait once more a few seconds for. And meanwhile, let's make sure we open these things because they usually contain something useful. There we go. Going once, going twice. Nope. You're not gonna give me any quest that relates to the thing I just picked up? Okay, well, on to the next Atlas station, I guess. Okay, there we go. Let's see if this one is also tied to a milestone. I barely remember doing this, but there might be milestones in there before. I'm learning more and more words as I'm visiting more of these stations, though. I can almost make sense out of that. But anyway, I feel the steering of heresy within my mind. At each interface, an Atlas stone awaits me. I am driven to gather them, but to what end? That's exactly what I'm wondering. Why does the Omnipotent require my prayer? What is wrong with the heart of existence that its creator requires this pilgrimage, this dancing of grinding stones? Well, we have Milestone Cassini apparently as well. I answer the question. I will not turn away from the challenge. The Atlas guides me and I will answer its call. Well, oh, we can turn the noospheric? I don't know. But we can turn it into dark matter. What the bleep is that? I just found another one of those thingies that I can use to find random occurrences, and well, if this isn't random, I don't know what is. Can I shoot at it? It's an asteroid larva. Well, I don't think it's particularly enjoying me doing this. Hold on. I'm not doing any damage to it. Neither are my rockets. Okay. Well, I think I'm supposed to run away from this thing, and I'm gonna do exactly that. But it is really cool to find random things like that out here. Now, since I'm doing a lot of jumping around from Atlas Station to Atlas Station, I have picked up quite a few inventory slots as well. At this point, I have so many inventory slots, I'm actually not really worrying about my freighter space or even my spaceship space anymore, because I have pretty much all the items I could ever need on me. But what I also can do by jumping around with my freighter is walk to this nice little thing I have over here and scan every single system I come across instantly. This one apparently still had an unexplored planet on it, this one over here, so I can just stamp my name on it and be glad I did so. Whoa, okay, this is different. Kinda creepy actually. Bring it to us while there is Emil time. When I dream, I see the Atlas. When I see the Atlas, I am the dream. I see sentinels swarm through universes like an infection emerging from a world of glass. Everything is happy there. Everything will live. I see portals. I see travelers that walk between them. I see the span of history. I see everything as the Atlas sees it. Alone, abandoned, terrified. With what power could it still fear of the heart of the Almighty? It asks for something. It wants to know that I understand. Well, I'm gonna ascend apparently. I have become the harbinger, the pathfinder, the seeker of ways. Through me, the universe will know itself. Okay, well, apparently we're upgrading my dark matter once again. Okay, I don't know how many more of these there are going to be, but well, let's just keep going because it does seem we're still getting new stuff. Expel all, none return. Beyond this cascade and the there is only The act of discovery for discovery's sake now seems like a foolish conceit. I have rejected the path of the itinerant. I have rejected the call of the stars. Only the Atlas matters now. With each encounter, I feel as if I understand a little more. Well, that makes one of you. All of us are what we are. Evil arrives in the individual, and goodness, that is not enough. True greatness lies in sorrow, in the embrace of what we must become. Well, we are apparently going to conform. There has never been any other choice than this one. I go on. We go on. Eternal, forever searching. We're going to turn the Dawn's End into photic jade. Oh hey, would you look at that. It is my very own space whale flying around with my own fleet. Kinda cool, to be honest. Okie dokie, let's do some more of these. And this one seems to be kind of undulating or something like that. Bring us meaning if you are capable. Look, I could read the entire thing. What is learned can never be unlearned. I'm afraid I have seen too much. There are glimpses, half-remembered visions of a time before time. I see the birth of the first star. I see the things that dwelt within it, the eyes that watched. I see what the Atlas saw at the moment of its activation. Atlas stones are not stones. This station is not a station. I am not what I think I am. I'm not even sure that I exist. The Atlas does not care. The Atlas demands its serenity. Its repetition sublime. Well, we're gonna submit once more. I silence my fears and renew my dedication to the path. Only the voyage matters. The destination calls to me. Look, we're making something else. This time we're making state faciure. I really wonder how many more of these things we're going to get, but you know, I'll just keep upgrading my thing. The real question is how many more of these are there, but I guess I'm about to find out. You see our eyes, you see the not too much clarity in this particular sentence, but you know, I'm learning more and more words. I have become the servant of this ancient sentience. It guides me through the cosmos, ever searching and never deviating. If others come before me, have others faltered upon the path of the Atlas? Only an ending will a revelation arise. Resistance will not be permitted. The Atlas wishes for me to know what it is like to create. It wishes to share some portion of its being. I sense that it cares deeply about this journey. It is trying to show me something I cannot articulate through word or demonstration. Well, I will yield. Hubble or above. I actually looked this up, so there seems to be some sort of milestone that is kind of like the average, or I don't know, some measure of progression you've gone through the game. I have the maximum milestone for this already, which is Galileo. So hopefully, considering we're at Hubble now, we're getting somewhere close. I have no choice to proceed. This is destined, as it is the program I have always been searching, and I cannot falter. Oh boy, I need some emerald from somewhere. And I found this nice little foresty planet to look for some emerald. Now, I do want to note that I really enjoy having a specific goal to pursue while playing. I know there's a lot of people that give themselves goals and build giant factories to mass produce stuff for, I don't know, whatever reason, because there seems to be very little reason in this game to do any of those things. I've been getting so many comments of people telling, well, if you want infinite units, you just do this, this, and this, or if you go into the nutritions and you can just get a lot of, I don't know, nanites by doing this, this, and this. And I fully believe all of that to be true, but if you look at it, I have 70 million units and 13,000 nanites without even trying to farm them. That is without counting any of the stuff that is still sitting in my inventory that I can just sell to get more. And yeah, the game isn't really giving me a reason to get any more of that. Now, I don't mean this as a complaint to the game. I'm just pointing out that I can really imagine people playing this game for maybe 40, 50 hours or so. And then they're like, okay, I've kind of done everything. That's it. I'll go play something else. And honestly, after that many hours, that is not a bad thing. But for those people that have, I mean, hundreds or maybe even thousands of hours in this game, I'm really interested to learn, and let me know in the comments if you're one of those players. What do you do to keep yourself entertained while you're playing this game? And again, I'm not don't mean this as a complaint in whatever way. I'm just trying to think what goals you could set yourself that would keep you entertained for that long. Okay, here we go once more. Let's see. There is no sanctuary, only communion. I understood all of that. Close now. I am close to the end. I'm glad to hear that. The truth of the universe is fire, the soul is the light. I am the experiment and the observer. All creation constructed for my journey. I see the universe around me and I know that it is good. I see the universe around me and I know that I should create my own. Okay. Well, milestone of Viking or above. Not long now, not far to go. The stars beckon with cold fire and I rush to meet them. Soon. Very soon. Well then. Modified Quanta. We need some indium, we have that, and apparently the Novi reclaimant that I just made is not my inventory, probably in my ship or something. Yeah, there we go. It is in my ship, so I can just put it in here and then make some Modified Quanta, and there we go. That almost looked exact, well no, it's slightly more shiny than the previous version. I was about to say it looks almost exactly the same, but nope, it's still different. Now the real question is this going to be the last one? Do not turn away, know our inescapable truth and despair. The final interface, yay, is revealed. The Atlas beckons. I am elated, terrified, broken. I have come so far. It wishes for me to obey. If I am to hold the power of creation, it will be in chains. Well, I am gifted power. I am enslaved to the imitation of life. Heart of the Sun. An atlas seed containing a time-locked quantum cilia suspended in a photonic shell. No others are known to exist. Didn't we make this at the end of the other questline as well? Anyway. Let's make one. We just need some gold for that. I was expecting some sort of super rare thing, but I guess gold will do. Now what? I made the thingy. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Present the seeds to add to the atlas. Hello? Oh, approach the first seed chamber. Where's that? Captured nanode knowledge gained 1 out of 1. I have no idea what any of that means. Is this on this planet? Oh, hello. That's another word learned. No, I actually think I need to go somewhere else. Hold on. Oh my god, it must be some sort of fate. I have been looking for superconducting fiber forever. Literally on all the space stations that I've visited so far, this was not being sold. And if you're curious why I need it in order to upgrade my settlements, which, as you know, I've been doing in the background. So I literally just bought the entire stack. I think it was 119 of these things. I probably don't need anywhere near as much, but you know, I have the money. I never want to have to look for that ever again. Now, the reason I'm saying this must be Fate is because this is literally in the same system that the Atlas station for the final part of the quest line is in. So, you know, it has a nice ceremonic touch to that as well. Alright, here we go. Let's find out what happens at the final Atlas Seed Chamber. Huh. Well, first of all, this place looks different. Where's the giant floating eye? It's nowhere to be found, apparently. Ah. This looks very similar to the end of the Artemis questline. Anyway, let's see. Let's put a seed in here. The plinth resonates, pulling my knowledge of its Atlas seed from my mind. The spirit of the captured nanode belongs here. Whisper the seed's name. The englobed... Ah, okay, so... This is what we're doing? We're putting in all of the different seeds? Okay, well, let's put the englobed one in there as well. Then the nospheric. It's interesting because I crafted the next... Oh, look, there's things rising out of the ground as well. Anyway, I was saying it's interesting because I crafted the next one out of the previous one every time, but apparently you only need to have the knowledge of it. Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's put the Dawn's end in there. I wonder, if you find this specific place before you complete it, can you already put in, you know, the intermediate ones? I mean, I'm not sure why you would do that. I'm not sure if you gain anything from doing that, but, you know, it's kind of interesting. There's 16 of them, aren't there? Actually, no, I don't think there's 16. I need to count. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, no, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's definitely not, nowhere near 16 at least. Okay, let's put the modified quant in there as well. Oh, look, and then the final one goes in here. Clarity, truth. 2 other things I can't translate. I stand at the interface of the Atlas. I stand at the forge of worlds. This is how it showed me what it was. This is how the Atlas shared its nature of its life. The workings of its mind. It never required prayer. It never required worship. All that it asked of me, all that it ever wanted was just input. I was just the user. I can feel the seeds, their hidden knowledge, gravitating towards the interface core. The void is meant to be filled. Nothingness yearns for a soul. If I do this, a star will be born. If I do this, I will become more than I ever thought possible. So I can walk away and return to the galaxy, which seems like a very lame thing to do. Or I can birth a new star, like an actual new star with, you know, planets and stuff. Let's find out. There is nothing, and then there is everything. I see a star blaze to life within the void. The spread of life, planets, creatures to give it meaning. For a moment I am as the Atlas is. For a moment I am the creator of worlds. The fabric of time and space revealed to me. Black holes swarming from system to system. The Atlas screams. Ooh, a star seed? That's a priceless fragment? Well, that's kind of cool. I wonder if we can actually visit the star that I just created. I have a feeling that is not the case, though. But was that it? Or is there something more? Find a wonder to show the Atlas. Find the Atlas face and present a wonder. Wonders are a record of your discoveries and can be found in the... Oh, okay. That's interesting. But, oh, I really want to know. If I craft one of those thingies... What category would that be under, the thing that we just got? So I want to craft one of them. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, so apparently it is something I can put in my exosuit. There we go. I now have a star seed in it. What does it do? I have no idea. Also, apparently I can also craft the remembrance. So if I would have had a Heart of the Sun, which I'm now actually wondering, can I craft another one of those? I mean, I could go down the entire thing once more. Well, I would need some cadmium, but other than that, I have everything I need. I could craft it, I guess. Not sure why I would want to do this, because I also have no idea what this does, but you know, at least we have that option. However, in the meanwhile, it is now the next day, so that should mean that I will be able to continue my living ship quest a little bit further. There's only one way to find out, and we're about to discover that. I'm hoping that that's not an entire questline that is going to require me to do the same thing over and over again. But, you know, we're going to find out. So let's see. I did see the stem popping up there. So where is it in my inventory? It's not this one. Although it's interesting that the egg is still here while we also have the mature neural stem. This doesn't look like a ship just yet, so I have a feeling we'll still need to do some more. I have fulfilled the request of the Void Egg as best as I can understand it. I should await further contact from the egg or those to whom it calls. So I guess we're about to jump back into our ship. Okay, so I'm in outer space. Maybe we need to go to full speed. Oh, there we go. Is this it? No, this is just gonna be a trader, isn't it? Oh, actually, no, look. The Metal Masters bind us no more. We are free. We may swim, fly, live, die. The void egg quivers as the lilting music of the alien ship fills my cockpit. This emotion of recognition. Well, we'll accept the transmission once more. The song of the ship, the creature, fills my starship, spilling from circuit to circuit, flooding the computer. As the music fades, I hear a faint echo, a gently hummed response, the void egg. Ooh, we're going to follow the call, apparently. Alrighty, here we go. We are in yet another monument. Not sure what monuments have to do with living flying spaceships, but you know. Retrieval in progress once more. Log follows. Partial success achieved. The bridge allows the implementation of consciousness shards within discrete shells. Oh, okay. It kind of explains it, so apparently the core facts were growing these things. Unit remains connected to greater mind. Sensory inputs fully shared. Attempts to localize sensory inputs cause traumatic deseparation. Unfruitful. Okay. Suspect biological core required. Root sensory experience and bodily experience to improve stability. System must have local control. So basically what you're saying is that if you lock up a brain, it's a bad thing. Okay. Well, awaiting biogenesis materials. The plaque replays more data from before the destruction of Corvex Prime. These researchers were building something, a biological shell, an individual manifestation of their own convergent minds. I need a pulsating core. Okay. These machines were built to synthesize life from advanced technology. I am once again supplied with the plans required, pushed on down this path by those who tried before. One of the plans is for a novel multi-tool upgrade, the Solar Ray. Ooh. A highly specialized addition to the multi-tool's mining capabilities, transforming terrain deposits into liquid sun. Liquid sun? Okay, a powerful laser array amplifies local solar radiation, allowing for the rapid reconfiguration of nearby mineral ores. And the pulsating core. So we need liquid sun in order to make this. Okay. Okay, well, at least this is something new for my multi-tool. I still have way more slots than I need, so... let's plug that in. There we go. What does this do? It doesn't really tell me what it does. Other than transforming stuff into liquid sun, whatever that might be. This planet is very hostile, by the way. But I assume that I can now mine any type of resource. Let's see if we have something close. Salt is relatively close. Let's try this out. Well, the sun isn't helping my recording, so apologies about that. But let's see, we can now start mining. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty efficient, for sure. Now, the real question is, how much of this stuff am I getting? It's kind of cool that you can just mine any resource into this stuff now, though. But yeah, how much of this stuff am I getting? Because I actually don't know. Usually it tells me, but it's too busy telling me I found a new resource. Okay, so we have 93 and we need 250, so I'm gonna have to mine a few more of these deposits. Okay, so I've done a whole bunch of crafting. Let's see, and now we can make a pulsating core. Now the real question is, what does that get me? I hope the next stage of the quest, of course. So we're about to find out. Return to the ancient biogenesis structure. So can we actually go back to the one we came from? Looks like it. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, we are back at the monuments, and now I'm curious to see how long the next timer is going to be, because I have a feeling it's going to keep growing. Okay, so let's see, awaiting biogenesis materials. Insert materials. As the machine begins its work, I feel the egg twitch within my exosuit. It's responsible for activating these machines. Its imprint is upon the life I am creating. Though nothing more than a cluster of cells, it's... I can't read it like that. It's already possible to detect the soft beating of this proto-heart. It requires careful attendance while it matures. Also known as just be stuck in my inventory. Okay, I assume that has a timer. Hello? Need to select the mission, I guess. It is growing and must be given time to mature. Oh, dear lord, another 20 hours. Well, see you back tomorrow, I suppose. Well, welcome to tomorrow, and the void egg is now humming on a strange frequency once again. Now, I should also note that in the meanwhile, I got this psychonic egg. This was a reward from one of the frigate missions. And I don't know what this does, actually. Well, I know what it does. It says it's going to give me bio-infused technology for a sentient starship. So I don't have the starship yet, but I'm getting upgrades for it now. So we can begin the biogenesis. Now we get this little tadpole over here. What is this? This is a wormhole brain implant. Okay. What does this do? Permits the ship vision of systems far beyond its own experience. It consists of strands of neural matter wrapped around a micro-singularity and tethered directly to the ship's visual cortex. Detailed economic and conflict data. Okay, so basically this is the economy scanner that I have in other ships as well. Well, I guess we'll stick it to the collection of body parts that I'm now starting to get in my inventory. Let's see what the egg now wants to tell me. Oh wow, I had to jump around for like 5 minutes before this triggered, but there we go. There the host is again. You are on our path, we see it, we understand where it leads, it's necessary. Perhaps we thank you. Perhaps. The words of the ship ring in my ears. They have a real expression, unsynthesizable quality, and yet I see no pilot. Well, my dance with this strange life form, for I am convinced the ship is alive, continues. It has bound itself to me, and this egg is the bridge. Okay, well, I guess we're visiting yet another planet. I do have to say that I have a feeling that the initial expedition that I did significantly shortened the amount of game time I'm going to get out of this game. I mean, well, technically there's an infinite amount you can get out of it, but just because I got that advanced warp engine, I can pretty much go anywhere, and I keep running into the problem that my freighter can't actually go where I want to go, but my Corvette can go anywhere I want, which I guess is a nice thing. Also, did I just fly into an Atlas station? Okay. I was literally not paying attention while I was doing this, but this is literally one of those stations we saw in the expedition. Okay, that's interesting. And yep, that includes all the broken down stuff, the exosuit upgrades that are still here. That's nice, I guess. I still have to pay for it for some reason, even though there's no one on this ship. Do we get, like... Yeah, I was about to say, do we get, like, really good stuff to loot as well? Huh. That's quite interesting, actually. I like that all the, all the upgrades are still here. But, Oh, I never actually made that Atlas Pass V3. I still can't open those doors. Oh, that's a shame. What the bleep is going on this planet? I've been diving through bubbles. And apparently I'm now landing on water. I mean, I can land on water, so that's a good thing. But, just the part where I'm going to wish I did that diving exocraft quest after all. I mean, where are we going? Well, apparently we're going 1,000 units that way, so I'm definitely not landing my ship here, but first moving in that direction. I do like how you can actually scan from your Corvette without having to land, so let's see, we need to go in that direction. I'm going to deploy myself a little marker. There we go. And let's head over there. Ah, okay, there we go. I found this little island over here with a very angry looking sentinel on it. Are you gonna attack me? No, right? Very nice. Not...
Sentinel drones activated.
Oh, you are going to attack me. Great. Okay, this is getting really annoying. Every time I get back to the island, they start shooting at me, and I can't... Well, I can actually interact with this thing. Can I do that while in combat? And they just stop shooting at me? I mean, my drone is still fighting them, but they don't seem to be shooting at me. I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be part of the story or not, but it does seem that the actual sentinels are leaving me alone. So, I don't know. Let's just get this over with and get out of here, I guess. Let's see. Carapac programming concluded. Machinery optimized. Biological core unnecessary with correct local sensory throttle configuration. Biogenesis may offer future refuge. Increased autonomy must be studied. Okay, so we're doing more research. And we're going to get more materials. Are you still shooting at me or not? I'm not actually sure what you're doing. These words are translated, designed to be ready by non-convergent entities. Were the authors working beyond their brief? Had they become divergent, lured by the flesh they had created? How many others have walked the same path of creation? Well, I need to do something with an impossible membrane, which is apparently impossible to do, so I guess we're leaving. And I'm guessing I am going to be sent to yet another location to pick up another fragment. Yep, there we go. We need a hypnotic eye. We might have that in our inventory. And living water? What is that? Well, first of all, let's get out of here. Okay, so you know you're super stealthy when you can actually hide in your Corvette. They lost track of me there for a second. They seem to have found me again, though. Or not? Not entirely sure. Huh, that's interesting. Well, it seems the sentinels can't swim, so all you need to do is hide like 2 meters underwater, and they have no idea you're here anymore. Look at that. Look at them struggling to find me like 2 meters below them, and if I can see them, they can probably see me, but you know, it works. Okay, so I know where to find the eyes, but I also need something that is called living water. Causes this liquidity of unknown origin. Well, that's not very helpful. And whenever I check my star map, it doesn't actually tell me where to go. So hopefully this will solve itself, because otherwise we're going to have a problem. Okay, well maybe this is it. It just popped up. There we go. There's a child of Helios. We've seen some of these before. Now what? Oh, hello. You want to talk to me? It's scared. A wave of calm washes over me as my communicator turns itself into this beautiful giant. Its message is no conventional broadcast, but an analog transmission of pure emotion. I let the feeling take hold as I contemplate the being before me. Okay. Now what? See the log for specific guidance. Are we shooting it? Shell? I mean... You kind of don't want to shoot it, but I don't seem to be able to do anything else with it. Oh, that's not doing anything. Huh. Let me see if I can figure this out. Well, apparently this guy is supposed to give me the living water, but as far as I can tell, it's not doing that. And now I feel extra bad about shooting it. So I guess we'll have to find it again once we get the rest of the crafting materials. Because this isn't working. So it's either bugged, which I really hope is not the case, or I need the rest of the materials first, and then hopefully it will just spawn back again. Well, as it turns out, I don't actually have any of those eyes in my inventory. I'm sure I looted some at some point, but yeah, apparently decided to sell it because I didn't know what it was. So we're going to have to find some more. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. Apparently the quest is actually going to lead me to one of these nests. I'm not entirely sure that showed up straight away, but, you know, it's there now, so let's go get some eyes. Oh, okay, now here's one of these colonies, and now the real trick is going to be to actually shoot these things in their eyes, because that's harder than it looks by the looks of it. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I think I found the trick. The blaze javelin is really useful for this. There we go. That wasn't too hard. Can I pick this up, or? Yeah. That's one down. I think I just saw another one, so I'm just gonna grab that just to be safe in case I need more of these. Well, now we are back to the part where I need living water, so I do hope I'm actually going to find one of these flying thingies out here again, and this time it actually gives me something. Strangely enough, the quest is actually telling me to search living water on the space station? Why would it be on the... Well, there we go. Apparently, it just wants me to fly towards the space station? Ah. Okay. Oh, we have the wave of calm again washing over me. Nope. Not sure what I clicked. Request sacrifice, I think? I was actually not intentionally clicking that, but let's see. Despite having no shared language, it appears to understand me, even to have been expecting this. Okay. Well, there we go. I assume that's what we needed. Yes, so now I can craft the impossible membrane. Cool. Okay, so that's that part done of the quest. And the real question is, what is next? Let's try not to actually shoot the thing again. Return to the ancient biogenesis structure and present the impossible membrane to the machine. Oh no, we're going to have to deal with these bloody things again. I'm just gonna try to ignore you and interact with the obelisk anyway. I'm still not entirely sure this is intentional or this is just very unlucky in terms of where these things spawn, but they are very aggressive, so I assume it's intentional. But it's still weird. Anyway. We are awaiting the biogenesis material. There we go. I have prepared what was asked, and the machine has brought another piece of life into the universe. Do these clusters think? Do they feel? Where's the boundary between life and an organic machine? We found a fragile shell. Translucent and impossibly thin, this shell is no more than the merest breath of glass. Okay. And yet the potential is clear. A relentless multiplicative hardening adding constantly to its strength. It requires careful attendance while it matures. And okay, it will harden in 23 hours. Well, see you back tomorrow. And welcome back. And it is now tomorrow, and I want to apologize for me being a little bit cranky, I think. I was just listening to my own recording from yesterday, and yeah, I was getting a little bit tired of this quest, I have to say. But anyway, where is the thingy that we just got? I don't know. It is somewhere in my inventory because I just saw it popping up. Is this it? No? Oh, hardened shell. There we go. I mean, I'm collecting a very nice collection of body parts at this point. Put some eyes in there. Yeah, there we go. So we have the hardened shell over here. And that... Oh, it's... My game is spazzing out there. Hold on. We have a new quest. We are awaiting contact. So that means we're back out into space. For some reason, these quests seem to trigger the most when I'm warping myself towards a station. Not sure if that's coincidence or not, but anyway. There is our favorite little squid again. You will perform the binding. We will see you assemble the components like the metal masters before you. And yet, you share a mind with the other iterations, yet you do not converge. Perhaps you will understand. Perhaps I will. Each time this being floods my ship with a beautiful song, I attempt to commit the experience to memory to recall it later. And yet, when it fades from my present, When it fades from my present, okay. It fades entirely. All I have to is navigation data. Well, I guess that's... No, that's not where we're going. Hold on. I thought it was marking something. But I think we have to go to yet another system. So let me double check. Where is it that we're going? Yep, we are definitely going somewhere else. A couple of jumps away. Huh, okay, this is interesting. So the signal is actually sending us to a portal. Oh. And apparently I just... Oh. Just scanning some creatures while I was walking over here. And apparently I got another milestone for that. Well, that's nice. Okay, so let us see. What are we going to do here? We are going to engage with the secure archive, apparently. Okay, so let's see. Biological shells unstable, erratic. Convergent mind data cannot be overloaded through one process center. Multiple sites required. Distributed biology to match distributed mind structure. Alignment appears necessarily, yet centralized identity must anchor each shell. So you need a hive mind, basically. I hold my hands fragments of life. Heart, body, network. But is it life? Would it converge with other minds? Here was the Here was the crux of this ancient experiment. We need a seed of glass. Well, let me guess. I can feel the life forms I can carry. The egg, the heart, the skin, the nerves pulsate as they sense the aura of the machine. They are aware that something is happening, even if they cannot comprehend what it is. What does that feel like? I am fed another blueprint, another plan to follow. Once again, I must adapt my multitool to some new purpose. Animus beam. Beam frequency is modulated precisely in the feedback loop with the delta waves generated by the impact target. Recordings of the target experiences are thus etched into tiny fragments of metal and rendered as fragmented qualia? Readability of the collected fragments is not guaranteed. Okay, so... but if I can find myself some fragmented qualia, then I can make myself the seeds of glass. So, I guess we're putting something else in my thingy. We have all the stuff for that, so that's pretty straightforward. Is this again just going to be working on any... Charge equipment? Okay. Oh, it will extract fragments of life from living beings. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna be murdering stuff in order to create a ship now. That's gonna be interesting. Oh man, I feel so bad, because honestly, these flying little creatures over here are kind of cute. But I guess we're killing them. So that was 8, so oh man, I'm gonna have to kill a whole bunch of these. Oh, would you look at me actively trying to eradicate the only species that actually lives on this planet. Yes, this planet only has a single type of thing. Anyway, we are going to be creating some seeds of glass. This magnetized ferret is the only thing we need for that. And then the question becomes, do we get another thing that is going to require us to wait for 24-ish hours? Return to the ancient biogenesis structure and present the seeds of glass to the machine. As a side note, this planet is kind of cool. It has all these, I don't know, egg thingies that are apparently the equivalent of just minerals on this planet. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's also kind of unstable in some way. What are these? Can we actually mine these? If we can. Oh, these are just the floating crystals that I've been finding all over the place. Usually they're buried, but yeah, we can just go and pick them up. That's kind of cool. Okie dokie, so let's see what happens if we present the seeds. Blah 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 blah. Insert materials. The machine accepts these bizarre seeds. It performs its miracle, working a new life form into being a new cluster for me to care for. Ew, okay. A growing singularity, a slow knitting together of flesh, neurons, and antimatter. That sounds really gross. The way this mind experiences the universe is beyond any imagining. It requires careful attendance while it matures. Which is going to last how long exactly? Oh, you're not gonna tell me? Really? Oh, there we go. So, This one takes 19 hours. It's interesting that, I mean, it's pretty much every time it's almost a day. It's a little bit less than a day, so if you just play every evening, I guess that's behind that. You can actually progress your quest. But it's weird that sometimes it's 23 hours, sometimes it's 18 hours. It's a little bit random. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, well, in that case, again, I guess we'll see you tomorrow. And welcome to yet another beautiful day in which we're trying to complete this quest line in order to get ourselves, well, I think it's going to be a living ship, but I have no idea what one of those actually looks like. So I am back on my frigate, and if I am correct, we should have, yep, the Void Egg has yet another step completed. Let's see, what did we get this time? Singularity Core, a living starship organ. Not really sure how all of these organs are surviving just sitting in my inventory, but okay. I guess we're going to hop back on our ship and start doing some warping again to find one of their friends. I'm just testing this now to make sure I actually understand how this works. Oh, actually, oh, apparently I don't, because I was thinking we needed to jump towards a space station, but apparently this works just as well. So let's see. It is nearly complete, but here we will diverge. If you share yourself with us, it is a sacrifice. There's no infinite mind to spill. It must be yielded. That doesn't sound very good. The song of the strange space creature has changed, subtle but unmistakable. It has become a duet, a perfect harmony with the void. Well, continue to listen, I suppose. The voice of the alien is fading, it feels weaker, and in a perfect inverted echo, the void egg grows in volume, its music now insistent, pounding. It has its own message. And that message is apparently to go somewhere. Okay, so I've been jumping around for a little bit, thinking I was just going to go to a nearby system, but every time I make a few the jumps just get added on top of what I'm already doing. So then I just noticed that it says unconventional travel may be required, and I need to inspect the egg once more. Now, last time that didn't really make much of a difference, but the hunter, the reflection, the hunter, spiral. Oh, hold on. So these are 16 things. Are these like gate coordinates or something? Euclid. Okay, so apparently I need to be in the Euclid galaxy. That's clear. Now the real question is, how do I find a gate? Okay, well there we go. Actually, what I've done was go back to the anomaly, and it just occurred to me that you can see the portals from other players there. And, well, one of those portals was called Portal. And there we are. Now, this is probably one of the least welcoming planets I've been on. I just got out of the storm and now into Night Frost. Anyway, the real challenge is now going to be how I actually put in the correct code, because, I don't know, do I know? How do I put in the glyph? Like, I mean, I can put this in, but how do I change a glyph? Well, be right back while I figure this out. Well, I charged up the glyphs, but I didn't get a chance to put in anything myself. Oh, I can now put in the sequence. There we go. Well, it was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. I actually ended up looking this up because I had no idea that this, for example, was supposed to be the hunter. I initially thought that this was kind of like a bow and arrow, but that is apparently the obscured companion. Yeah, there were a few others that kind of threw me off. I mean, this being the reflection, okay, this being the anomaly, I suppose. But yeah, long story short, I mean, if this is the reflection, this might as well also be the reflection. So, I don't know. Don't want to complain, but this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Now, I need to put in one more, which is the Ocean King, which was one of the ones I did initially get right the first time around. But if I'm not mistaken, this should lead us to the correct planet. And is that a dragon flying around? I hadn't actually seen those yet while I was here, because it was very dark initially. Ah, well, that's kind of cool. I mean, those surely look like dragons.
Units received.
Here, free stuff.
Units received.
I like it when all the creatures in the world come to me to be scanned. Anyone else? Yep, oh, there's another one. A little bit too far away, I guess. Eh. Okay, well, anyway, we're not here for that. Let's go through the portal and see if we actually end up where we need to go. Well, there's a lot of markers over here. Oh boy, the current planet signature does not match. Did it just say I'm in the wrong galaxy? Oh, come on, did I not check that before I left? How do I tell which galaxy I'm in? Hold on. How do I check that? I can check it from the galaxy map. Wrong galaxy, crash out. Oh, the messages are from these things. Living ship, no appearance. No. Well, I guess I'm not the only person that's trying to go here. I know this has nothing to do, but with what we're actually trying to do, but this is the first time I've found this many. Right from 2025. Let's go home. Early bird gets the worm. Greetings. So I'm not entirely sure what it is about this portal that made so many people put down. Oops, wrong exit. So many people put down things here. I'm a little curious though. Living ship, no appearance. So I'm not the only one that tried to go here. Huh. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna double check what galaxy I'm in. Oh, wait, hold on. The quest marker is actually in this thing, so maybe I am in the right place? Interesting. Then the real question is, if it is here, it's not on that planet then apparently, but maybe on one of the other planets in this system? I mean, there's only 3 of them. And the fact that everything here has been discovered does tell me that I am probably in the right place. Now the real question becomes, where do I need to go? Is that the quest marker? No, I don't think that's the quest marker. So, if this is the right galaxy, why can't I see where I need to go? So it's also not that planet. Okay, hold on. Let me get some more distance from the planet that I'm currently on. So we're not going to that planet. Right. Just double checking. Oh no, that's a rock. I thought that for a moment there was a marker on there. Also, we're apparently not going to this one. Let me unmark this one. So where's the 3rd planet? It's not that one. So it's not that one. So it is that one. I am so confused right now. Am I... Okay, wait, actually, hold on. We should be able to tell what galaxy we're in. Hold on, let's... We're in the galactic core of whatever that place is. But that is definitely not the correct galaxy. Okay, let's try this again. Well, actually, now I've turned on the multiplayer so I can see other people's portals. I realize I can also see other people's ships, which is, you know, kind of cool. Let me see if I can go check out this guy's ship over here. I mean, not really what I'm trying to do, but it is kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, look at this thing. Yeah? This the guy? Yeah, Commodore something. Well, this is a very nice looking ship, so in case you're seeing this, Commodore, you get my compliments for sure. I mean, I don't mind my own ship, but yeah, his one's is definitely about 6 times as large, and looks really, really good as well. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can actually find a portal to a portal to a gate, I guess, or I don't know. Are these things called portals or gates? Because they're kind of both. Teleporters. Well, okay, that works. Anyway, let's see if we can find something in the Euclid galaxy that actually will bring me to the living ship's planet. Okay, so the base I'm now porting to is literally called Portal Euclid. So you would think that is going to lead me exactly where I need to go, unless, of course, this player is trolling me, which there's about a 50-50 chance, I suppose. We're about to find out. Okay, so yeah, check, double check. We are actually in the Euclid galaxy now, and we are hovering right above the planet where we were just leaving. So if I now put in the same coordinates, then hopefully that will lead me straight back to where I need to go. Okay, here goes nothing. At least the portal is activating. Not entirely sure if any combination of glyphs actually works and just sends you somewhere. That's actually something interesting to, explore at some point, maybe. I don't know, let's find out. Not sure what was going on with the moonwalk over there, but we are once again porting to what I think are going to be the correct portal coordinates. Well, we're about to find out. I'm actually wondering, am I going to find a whole bunch of messages again on the other side? All-consuming cold. Well, that doesn't sound good. There's definitely things here. Oh, look, live egg planets. Monolith kinda nearby. What even is a reality? Okay, long story short, there's at least a lot of bases here, and look at that. We actually have a void egg frequency coordinates pop up over here. So I think we're on the right track this time around. I have to say, I kind of enjoy how my ship mysteriously found its own way to this portal on the other side of the galaxy, or at least, I don't know, not sure if I'm on the other side, but at least wherever it is leads, it is right here along with me. Now, the real question is, where is this going to lead me? It's kind of dark on this planet, so apologies for that. It might not help that I'm actually flying in the clouds. But this is apparently the approximate location of the void egg. Now, if I scan, can I just tell where I'm going? Because honestly, usually doing this on foot is a little bit counterproductive. So there's at least something of interest over here. Is this where we're supposed to go? This looks like a fairly generic location to me. Okay, I guess I'll have to do this the hard way. I'm actually pretty close to where I want to go, but I just noticed this player base over here, and I kind of want to take a look because it looks really interesting and, gives me some idea about what you can do with this game if you actually bother to build a base. So, it's a little bit of a landing pad here. I'm not entirely sure if these walls come with it normally. I don't think so, actually. So, that's kind of cool. There's depots here with dirty bronze. How does this work? I mean, are these connected to something? Are these actively mining something? Not sure. I wonder what happens if I shoot these things. Am I actually destroying something of the other player? I mean, I'm not gonna do that. It goes against everything I stand for. It's a trade terminal here in the wall, right at the entrance. That's kind of cool. Oh, wow. Okay. I am definitely way too lazy in games like this to go around and, well, designing something that is completely aesthetics rather than functional. You've seen my base before, but I have to admit this looks kind of cool. Huh. Okay. So they have a portal over here. How is it powered? Maybe the answer to that is on the next floor. Let's check this out. So they have their own... Oh, they have their entire working area up here. Oh, wow. Okay. So they have the workbenches over here. How do I get in here? Oh. They even have a bedroom. Okay, okay. Initial tone insufficient power. Okay, they have a whole TV setup here as well. I do really like all of these flavorful pieces. The aquarium over here. Look, there's actual fish in here. Not sure if that just comes with the aquarium or if you have to put them in there. But yeah, I have to admit this base is really cool. I like how it's simple, but still very aesthetically pleasing. Well, I guess that's subjective, but I like it. Let's put it like that. This floor is a little empty. Oh, look! Clipping is happening. I'm not one to talk about that, but you know. Huh. It's kind of cool. Why am I stuck here? Oh, there's actually a little bit of a rise in the platform over here. Okay. I have no idea where things like this come from. I have, well, actually, I do have a few of those things myself as well. But these are way cooler than anything I have. Look at this creepy little plant over here. Okay, well, anyway, sorry, this was a little bit of a detour. Can I tell whose base this is? Just so I can give credit to whoever built this. There has to be a base computer here somewhere, right? Can I tell it from over here? No. Okay, hold on. Well, sadly I wasn't able to find the base computer or any other way of actually tracing down the player's name. Let me know in the comments if I missed something obvious. But anyway, I was able to find this little base where apparently is where we're supposed to go. Now, this thing, that's a lost traveler. Anything on the ceiling that's going to attack me? Don't think so. Okay, let's go and check this out. Is that you? Seems different. An ancient signal, the final disrupted fragments of a fallen traveler. The signal is a recording, a loop captured by a strange device, lodged in the terminal inputs. Okay, collect the vessel. We have a soul chamber, created through the design of an anonymous host. A fusion of complex circuitry and the ineffable glitch of the traveler. Such a calculus might bind realities together or tear them into a mere simulated fragments. Okay. Well, it's on 0%. Acquire archived souls for the egg host. Okay. Do we know where to go to do that? Is it in the box? Pretty sure it's not. Okay, let me check out the egg once more. This quest is turning into quite a bit of a... So there's nothing new here. I think these are just generic boxes. I can't interact with this anymore. I have so many icons now thanks to all of these bases that I'm actually not entirely sure what this tells me. Okay, well, there's still an icon over there. Oh, there's a lost traveler. I guess? Okay, anyway, let's go check it out. Okay, there we go. This is a lost traveler. I actually found several of these things while traveling already. Not sure what they do, to be honest. Oh, look, that's kind of cool. So we're gonna collect your soul, Slimmy. I'm actually wondering, are these actual different players that I'm finding now, or are these just, you know, people that are made up by the game, so to speak? I mean, if it is actually the corpses of other players, that would be the coolest thing, of course. Well, I guess we need 2 more of these, so here's the Fall of Nidus. Looks very much the same like the other one. Not sure if that's a coincidence or not. But, yeah, that's 2 down, 1 to go. And here is number 3. So there's gonna be another cat. Yep. So I'm thinking at least the avatar is not random or not an actual player. Where am I going? Where are you? I don't know. Okay, so we have our souls. Now what? There's so many sentries, by the way, on this planet that you really do not want to mine anything here. Okay, return to your own reality via the portal. Am I not in my own reality? Okay, that's news to me, but anyway. Yeah, I guess we'll go back. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure why I would need to go back through the portal, since I can just portal anywhere, but do I just walk in? I hope I didn't do something wrong now. Because otherwise I have no idea where I'm going to end up. I'm a little surprised actually that the portal was still active. Was it doing that before as well? Maybe. I actually didn't pay attention to that, but It's kind of nice if you can go straight back to where you came from using the same portal. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, this looks where I came. Looks like where I came from at least. So the real question is it await contact? And typically that means get in your spaceship and start flying around. Or, you know, get contacts even before you leave. Traveler, forgive our invasion of your personal interface. We are dying, our body is old, fading, our mind unravels, we must be renewed, we must be restored, it is the way it has always been. Refresh us, reset us, rebirth what you have made. Will we be the same? Unknown, but it must be. Ooh, okay. Hatch the egg. A set of coordinates are beamed to my navigation computer. Okay. Then the real question is that anywhere here, or are we... Oh, there we go. It is over there. But it is off planet, so we're going somewhere else at least. Well, okay, that's not that bad. It's just one planet over. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So this looks like a crashed ship. Oh, look. Oh, it's breathing. Interesting. Can I interact with this? Clearly down by an attack from a superior vessel, this ship's interior is a charred mess of burnt metal and debris. Metal? Really? The craft shudders as they head into the cockpit where its black box projects a footage of the ship's purpose and final moments. A diplomatic vessel attacked by a vigilante warrior race. Uh-huh. Let's just search the ship. Well, apparently I got a Blaze Javelin technology out of that. That's interesting. I also don't think that has anything to do with the actual ship I'm looking at. I mean, I don't think this ship is made of metal, is it? Anyway, let's find out. So the starship, the creature, the shell, lies next to me. Light pulse across its surface, but it is still quiet. Well, let's begin some biogenesis, I guess. The heart begins to beat, weak but undeniable. Let's put the neural stem in there. Build your own creature. The ship quivers in response, suddenly aware of my touch. Let's give it a hardened shell. I feel the machine solidify beneath my hands, its flesh taking form as the living being. Let's put a singularity core in there. The ship is complete, but my task is not yet complete. It needs something more. And let's put the archive soul in there. It is done. It is alive. Can I click it? Oh, it's an S-class ship. That's kind of nice. What's this? Okay, so we have a pulsing heart. So this is the pulse jump thingy. We have the neural assembly. Hold W to inquire if the ship would like to take off. Is it an option for it to say no? Anyway, the singularity cortex is the hyperdrive jump, apparently. And we have the scream suppressor. Okay. It hungers for pugnium. Well, I have plenty of that. During combat, it seems to hijack the neurological array and prevent fear or pain from traumatizing the rest of the ship's body. So the shield, I guess? And we have grafted eyes. A complex arrangement of... Incineration awaits those that meet their stare. Okay, so these are the lasers. And then the spewing vents. When fused to the weapon systems of the ship, these are superheated and then expel at high pressure. So these are lasers. And these are also a weapon of some sort? Oh yeah, okay, look, this has peak damage potential of 3 DPS. Which might as well be nothing. And then we have the peak damage potential of these things, which is 2.6k DPS. Okay, that's interesting. So compare. And I mean, I definitely don't want to be using this ship. I mean, it's really cool, don't get me wrong, but this ship is way more valuable and way, well, actually not way stronger. The damage potential on this thing is huge for some reason. So it has that going for it, I suppose. But other than that, anyway, we're going to claim it nonetheless. So, Yeah, so I guess we just got a pretty impressive ship. I mean, I do have to say, I kind of like the looks of this thing. I'm actually going to see if I can get in here. Oh, I forgot that with a normal ship, you don't actually get to sit in the cockpit. You need a Corvette for that. Okay, this is kind of cool. I mean, I have to say, I do like my Corvette better. But this thing is kind of cool. And was that the end of the quest line, actually? Let me double check, because I think... Yep, that took care of the entire thing. So that is, I think, the longest quest chain in the game. Completed. I mean, depending on how you look at it. I mean, the main quest lines are obviously pretty long as well. But considering this has a built-in time, you definitely don't need an entire week to play through the other ones, depending on, of course, on how much you can actually play. Well, this thing has a built-in delay to begin with. So, you know, that is kind of cool. Now, that solves that quest. I have one more thing to show you. And of course, we're going there in style with my new ship. Because I have been working on improving my settlements, and as you can see by all the markers above these buildings, a lot of these buildings are now either tier B, A, or S, rather than the default ones they started out as. And as you can see, if you upgrade these buildings, you can see a building over here in the back that I haven't upgraded at all. The general look and feel of these buildings goes up significantly. Yeah, so this town looked honestly quite crappy when I first started building it, and now it looks like a pretty impressive town, which honestly it kind of is, because if I now check the status of this thing, you can see it is now making over 760k per day. It only has a 250k per day maintenance, so it's $500,000 profit basically per day, which also means that it's going to take only a couple of days for the entire debt to clear. Now remember, this was my initial town that I had acquired and basically did nothing with for weeks. So it was acquiring quite a bit of a debt, but I've been able to get this down. Initially, when I first turned it profitable, I think it had like 400 or 500 hours left of being unprofitable. But of course, combined with the time I've spent doing this actual quest line and improving my town in the meanwhile, this was reduced drastically. Now, the nice thing is you get these policy decisions popping up about every hour or so when you're playing. And some of them, like this one, can be really, really good. I can basically increase my productivity by almost 68k or reduce my maintenance. Now, honestly, this always feels like a lot of these choices have a clear winner. I mean, improving your productivity by 68k is definitely better than reducing your maintenance by 45k, because one way or another, you're going to either make 45k more or 68k more. So it's the obvious choice. But if you then check back into the status of the town, for example, you can see I shaved off a couple of hours now on clearing the debt. Now, this thing still has debt, even though the city is quite nice and growing. I also have 3 more cities that I have been a little bit more conscious with. Now, you can actually check on the status, by the way, of these cities. And I guess most of the people watching already know that. But as you can see, I have 2 towns in my initial starting galaxy, and then 2 more in the new galaxy. But you can see these things are actually producing stuff already. Now, Rushtown, we'll get to that, is actually still in debt. It's still increasing, and I'll show you why. When I first acquired this settlement, it already had almost $500,000 maintenance costs, and that's because there are a lot of buildings in here that don't actually produce anything, but just have housing. So you can see it has actual maximum housing already. But it also meant that in order to make this thing profitable, I had to build a lot of, productive buildings in this town. And I'm still working on that, but almost there. The happiness in this town is pretty high, but between the amount of buildings in here and the starting features that basically all increase the maintenance cost or decrease the productivity, yeah, it wasn't good. Now, the nice thing is you can actually add new features to your town. So if you check this out, I now have a new settler that wants to arrive. I can either dismiss him, or I can just say, okay, I will heed your warning and we'll have an unknown outcome. We'll get some settlement debt, but that's not really an issue. And we got a new settlement feature, Blessed by the Moon. So let's now check back. and see what that does. Blessed by the Moon, improved citizen happiness. So we're now up to 30%. I think it was 26 or 28 just a moment ago. So this town has a little bit of way to go still, but just a couple of more upgrades to this town and we should make it profitable as well. If you compare Rushtown to my second village, it is a massive difference. You can see I only have a maintenance cost of 107k here, which is partly because I got several events that reduced that. But it also started out, I think, around 250k already, so that's like half of the other town. And I just added in a couple of productivity buildings, and voila, it was profitable. Now, I just accepted a event that increased my debt just by 10k or so, but that's going to take 28 minutes to clear out. So let's move on to the fourth and final settlement to show you what I've been really excited about when it comes to settlements. And here you go, this is settlement number 4. It looks very similar to the one we just saw, so you can see the population is actually rising because my happiness is high enough, at least I think these two are correlated to each other, that people actually want to move in here. We have a productive settlement, or quite a bit better than what the maintenance cost is, again because I got a bit lucky on some of the features, although it's not that bad because this specific town had a very low maintenance to begin with. So all I need to do is basically add in some new buildings to make it productive. However, as you can see, this thing is now actively producing stuff, and I can change what it's producing based on the buildings I have in here. So for example, if I don't want nitrogen, but I want something a little bit more valuable, I can change that like so, and now it will start producing something else instead. It also means that once it's done producing with something like this, I can just go in here and pick that right up. So it's honestly a kind of a cool way to get some additional production going. Although I do have to say it's not particularly overpowered. It takes a fairly long time for anything to be produced here. And the things you can actually produce are nothing shocking, to be honest. But things like being able to pick up some ion batteries once you come back after a week of playing. I mean, it's nothing that's going to break the game, but it is quite nice to have that. And on that note, I think we've come to the end of this series. I have a feeling that I've seen most of what this game has to offer. Maybe even, well, not all of it, because obviously there are millions upon millions more planets to discover. But it's definitely getting into the area where you're just going to be kind of doing the same things over and over again. Not to say that's not enjoyable. I just don't think it makes for particularly interesting content. So, if I did miss something glorious, obvious that we should definitely explore, let me know in the comments. But other than that, I think this might be the end of this particular series for now. I've really enjoyed playing this game over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I can definitely recommend that to anyone watching this, that if you haven't tried out this game and you're looking something that is really rewarding in terms of just going out exploring, and it's an excellent way of just spending your time without too much pressure, if that makes sense. This is kind of it's a literal sandbox in terms of the genre, but also it kind of feels like you're playing as a child in the sandbox, honestly. Just puttering around, trying to figure out what you're going to do next without a very clear goal in mind most of the time, but nonetheless enjoying yourself. So I guess that kind of sums up this game to begin with. If you are still here, you are definitely awesome, because that probably means you've been watching hours upon hours of this stuff, and I'm really excited about the game coming up next. That will again be in the same sort of long form content that I've been doing so far, because a lot of you seem to be enjoying that, so I'm hoping you will join me for that as well. Either way, I hope to catch you in the next one.